Okay. So, peace and blessings to everybody out there right now. Um, we're all, first, I want to say, um, my prayers are to the health workers right now, all the medical professionals right now. Everybody knows what it is. I don't have to repeat what's going on. We're all on the same page right now. But I want to say thank you. And I want to say you're in my prayers day and night. Um, I have lost a dear friend during this pandemic as well. So my prayers are for you all. So we're making the best with what we have, and God gave us another day of life, and that's what we're going to use. So I just wanted to quickly come on to do a quick live stream. This came. I was not. This is. I'm a musician, so this is the farthest thing from my mind right now. But God put it in my spirit this morning that I needed to do a video about what to look for when choosing a roommate. Um, I am because I believe that there's someone or people out there who may be in a transitional phase right now, and maybe this could be helpful to you. I pray that my wisdom from my own personal experiences are helpful to you. I am no pro by in any means. I'm just sharing from my own personal experiences. This is what life is all about. You go through experiences and you share them with others because it could be a blessing. Honestly, I wish I had known these things when I was looking for or considering having a roommate, moving out of my place with a roommate because it's more economical or what have you. If I had known what I know now, I would have made some very different choices. But anyway, so I'm going to share this now. I made a list of 7 bullet points that, to me, were are situations that you want to evaluate before you make that move to having a roommate. Okay, so basically, let's start with number one. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous, so I'm fidgeting around. You know, we've been quarantined for a while, so I haven't actually shot a video in a little while. You know, I've been just working on education and edifying myself during this time and restoring, you know, and trying to listen to the messages that God is dropping in our spirits right now while we're going through this. Um, I feel personally like it's a transformative time. You know, many of us are turning into butterflies. You know, we don't see the fullness of the beauty yet. You know, but I can feel it in my spirit. So please just bear with me. Number one, smoking. If you are a non-smoker like me, I don't smoke, but I used to smoke. And when I was younger and or going through some rough times, you know, and I smoked, okay, let me back up. So smoking should be something that you're looking for when you're looking for a roommate. I'll give it to you from both sides of the spectrum. If you are a non-smoker and you don't smoke, you should look for someone who does not smoke anything because uh, I personally, I've had asthma. I don't have it as bad as when I was younger, but I can still have a flare up if my lungs get if there's a trigger around. So if you're a non-smoker, you want to look for someone who does not smoke. Trust me, you may feel like, okay, yeah, it's fine, you know, he or she smokes, so I can deal with someone who smokes. It's not a problem. Trust me, when that's okay, when the scent starts wafting through your bedroom and you're sleeping and it's 3 in the morning or 4 or 5 or 6, depending on how often your roommate smokes, and then it's not pleasant. Let's put it like that. And also, when you go in the bathroom and everything is nice and clean, but you go in the bathroom and there's ashes all over the sink, all over the floor, all in the bathtub, and then it smells like smoke. So now you got to get yourself in the shower and get ready in a smoky bathroom. There's nothing pleasant about that. So if you're a non-smoker, you need to look for a roommate that does not smoke. If you are a smoker, then it's fine. You can look for a roommate that smokes. That way, at least you're on the same page, and it's not a bother. Because trust me, if you feel like, oh, I can deal with it, it's going to bother you down the line. You're going to come in the bath, you're going to be stepping on ashes, you're going to be washing there's ashes all over the sink. Now, maybe your roommate would not have those kind of habits, to leave ashes all over the place. But it is a possibility. It's something I have experienced, and it's really not pleasant. So you want to evaluate that. Number 2, temperament. If you want to find a roommate that may have the same type of temperament as you, trust me, it makes a big deal. If you're a calm, chill, relaxed, easygoing type of person, and you can talk maturely and professionally and work out your differences, that's fine. You need to find a roommate who has that same temperament. Otherwise, you may be a calm, chill, relaxed type who can talk maturely, but you may have a roommate who's way over the top. You may have a roommate whose temperament may be very excited or very, on a different level and wavelength as yours. With temperament goes with life experiences. That plays a large part in a person's temperament because our life experiences shape us into who we are. If you have a person who is balanced and has dealt with their issues, we all get the hell kicked out of us from time to time. That's what life is about, but it's about getting back up again and, resolving these issues. And it's a process. It's not something that's going to happen overnight and boom, I'm fine. It is a process, but it starts with acknowledging, oh man, I've got this issue. Let me not try and bury it and just suffocate it with either smoke or like something else that's going to just numb me for a minute when that deep issue is rotting away inside. Sometimes when that happens and people have unresolved issues, now it doesn't mean that you can get deep into a person's life, especially if you don't know this person and you're just considering being roommates. But these are some things that you definitely want to pray about for God to show you before you move in with this person. Trust me, down the line, this personality is going to come out. And if some unresolved issues are inside of people, which we all have issues, nobody's perfect. That's why God died for us. It's his job to help us resolve, to help us to heal from our issues. But if a person is not even acknowledging that they have issues, they're going to respond on a level. You'll have a level 3 circumstance, a level 3 scenario. Their response is going to be on a level 10 to a level 3 scenario because they just don't know how to handle life. They may start yelling and screaming about something very minute, and you may not believe what's going on because it's just an inappropriate response to the circumstance. So you want to make sure that you have a temperament that matches the person that you're thinking about rooming with. You may not know again, if you don't know the person, then you're not going to get all deep into their life. They're going to say, who the hell are you? Why are you asking me so many, what are you a psycho? Are you a stalker? No, I'm not saying delve into their life like that. I'm just saying you need to have a critical thinking process. You need to have a conversation with this person. And I pray that you are receptive and perceptive enough to be able to feel and to see where the person is mentally, spiritually, emotionally. All of that is huge. Please trust me when I tell you I am speaking from experience. Okay, so you want to make sure that the person has a temperament that matches yours, or at least to a degree, has a healthy spirit, a healthy mentality, a healthy emotional life. So you need to sit down and have a conversation with the person that you're thinking of moving in with. And just God will show you You know, you talk to the person. You don't have to get deep into their life, but you need to sit down and talk to the person. Don't just say, "Oh, she's cool or he's cool." You know, they look great, whatever it is. Let's move in. Let's do it. They seem real cool. Trust me, you don't want to do that. Okay. Um, Also, I'm going to move on from there because that can branch into a whole different conversation, and I'm trying to keep this stream short. Um, but then you want to look for someone who is clean. Does the person clean up after themselves? Do they wash their dishes? You know, do they leave paper and junk and garbage all over the place? I personally don't like bugs. I don't like bugs. I don't like rats, roaches. I don't like stuff like that. None of my apartments or nowhere that I live, I don't gravitate towards places like that. Now, you can have bugs. I live in New York City. There's a few bugs here and there. Fine, I get it. But an overflow because of dirtiness and untidiness, no. And you don't, we're all adults. You know, you're not going to be a child moving in with a child. So it's going to be an adult to a degree. But you need to move in with someone who can wash their own dishes, you know, or clean the bathroom. That's very important, especially as a female. You want to make sure that bathroom, you clean up after yourself, clean the tub. You know, I have been guilty, you know, of different things from time to time, and I had to learn. We don't know what we don't know until we learn, until we are taught, you know. So yeah, clean the tub when you take a bath, clean the toilet, clean the bathroom, let everything be nice and clean when your roommate is coming in. That's what you do. You don't leave ashes all over the place if you smoke, you know, just it's common sense. But again, sense is not common to everybody. So yeah, you want to make sure, you want to see if the person is clean. I hear horror stories about roommates that just leave trash around for days. And I mean, anyway, I'm sure we've all have friends who have stories, so I don't have to get into that. But yeah, clean. You want to see if the person has pets. Can you stand living with a cat or a dog? You know, I have a cat, and my cat, excuse me, I'm just going to adjust my camera just a little bit. Okay. All right. So my cat sneezes from time to time, you know, and you know, sometimes snot comes out when they sneeze, and you have to have someone who is clean enough to be able to clean everything up. Now, it's not excessive. He sneezed right now. But, you know, things like this will happen. The cat will vomit. If you have a dog, the dog may poop on the floor. Who knows? But does the person have pets? Is a pet something you can live with? You know, or do you have allergies? So all of that you want to take into consideration, because there's nothing worse than having lots of allergies or asthma flare up in your home because of a pet, you know. So you want to be sure that, you know, you can stand living with a pet. Maybe the person has a snake or an iguana or an exotic pet, a monkey or something, you know. So you want to question that. That's important as well. Um, does the person have friends in and out of the house? Does the person entertain a lot of friends? Does the person entertain a lot of men? Does the person entertain a lot of women? You know, is there peace in your home? Is there a lot of foot traffic in and out of the home? Me personally, when I come home, it is my peaceful haven. You know, I love. Okay. So my cat is being really bad right now. Let him say hello. Come here. This is my lovely cat. Okay. So, does the person entertain guests often? Me, I don't like to come home to a lot of people in and out of the house. I like peace. I like quiet sometimes. I'm practicing, but it doesn't have to be so quiet. They can play music or whatever because I'm a musician, again, like I said. So I practice, I sing, I'm loud sometimes, you know, but these are things that you need to discuss. I don't like to see a bunch of people in and out of the house. Sure, you can have friends, that's fine. But I mean, there's levels of respect and degree. This is not Grand Central Station. You know, you entertain a lot of people, you're entertaining a lot of spirits that are in your zone. And then all of a sudden you find yourself acting crazy and you don't know why. It's because so-and-so came over and so-and-so is a nutcase. So you need to just please find out what kind of people you got coming in and out. That's important to know. Another thing is financially stable. is the person financially stable? You do not want a roommate that's going to leave you hanging with that rent. When the rent is due, the rent is due. You need to be able to pay your portion. They need to be able to pay their portion as well. So you want to see, does the person have a job? Are they a freelancer? Do they have solid, steady income? What's going on? Make sure you don't get caught out there because you'll be paying their rent and yours. And then the person just laying around, not even looking for a job and not even on unemployment. Right now, I mean, millions of people are unemployed in New York, and with this pandemic going on. So this is something a little different. And again, I'm not going to get into a whole big thing about that right now because a lot of us are hanging on by threads right now, only by the grace of God. So let's just leave it at that. But in a normal circumstance, is the person financially stable? And respectful of your money, of your items. Do they break everything? Do they respect your guitar? Are they tossing it around or playing it when you're not there? Or are they, I use guitar as an example because I play guitar, but whatever it is, your food, your furniture, your clothes, so you want to see where the person is as far as these things are concerned. And then the other thing is you may want to consider having someone with the same values as you. I obviously, have a certain spiritual value. You want to just see if you're on the same page with that. Now, if you're a Christian and they're whatever, that's things that you're just being roommates. It's not like you're getting married or something, but it depends on the duration of your rooming together. Is the person going to mind if you have a Bible out, or are they going to mind if you're praying somewhere, or you're, whatever it is. So you want to kind of see where they're at with that. And then the other thing I think goes along with that is dreams and goals. I think it's important to, it's not a deal breaker, but me personally, I have dreams, I have goals that I'm working on. And for me, it's very important. I'm very careful who I share my dreams with. I kind of keep everything, when there's a bun in the oven, you don't want to open that oven before it's time, because not everybody wishes you well. So you really want to see if the person has dreams or goals, because that way, when you're practicing or when you're doing something important, you're studying or you're trying to learn or you're painting or whatever your goal is, or you're sewing, you're crafting, or you're teaching, whatever the goal is, when you're doing it, the person's not just knocking on the door and being obnoxious, thinking like you're just doing nothing, because they have nothing to do. Some people have way too much time on their hands and they just need to find something to do. So if you have someone who is your roommate who has dreams and goals, they will understand when you're doing something, and it won't just look like, oh, it's just nothing, because they have nothing going on themselves. So you may want to think about having someone who has dreams, who has goals, because then they won't expect you, if you do, excuse me, because you may not have a dream, you may not have a goal. You may just be winging through life from one thing to the next, and who knows, maybe that's fine. Then you can have another roommate that doesn't really have dreams or goals, who is just kind of chilling out. That's fine too. You can chill, to each his own. Then that's fine. You can watch movies all day, whatever it is. But if you have dreams and goals, then you probably want to find someone who can understand and respect that. I won't even share that example, but yeah, it's important, trust me. So anyway, that is my video today. And I just wanted to come to say that. And, God bless you all. I am going to cut it now, but please look for these things when you are looking to have a roommate. I pray that this wisdom that I've shared can help somebody out there. And also, I wish I had known these things again when I was looking for a roommate. Sometimes it's very economical, especially with prices. New York is very, very expensive. But what I did, because there's nothing like having your own. Okay, so what I did was I found alternate streams of income to supplement, your day job or whatever it is, and that way you can make more, you can have more income, and you can eventually get your own place. There's nothing like having your own place, but sometimes having a roommate is more economical. So, God bless you all in this time. And I wish you wellness and health, and peace in your soul. And my next few streams will obviously be music streams, but I wanted to come and just say this right now because this was in my spirit. So, peace out.